The story begins with a high school student named Yuri who is very upset. She is not very happy with her life, and maybe the reason is her poverty, because of which she can neither study in a good college, nor can she live her life in her own way. Like every day, even today, she came home and lay down peacefully and started watching TV. On June 14th today, the 78th anniversary of the end of the war in Japan is being celebrated. Now Yuri feels the lack of her father by turning off the TV. Meanwhile, her mother came home from work. Seeing her daughter like this, the mother tries to cheer her up. She gives her hope that she will also be admitted to some good university. But Yuri knows very well that she cannot study without money. She thinks that today only her father is responsible for her condition, who lost his life trying to save the life of a child, and we left our mother and daughter alone forever in this condition. Her father did not fulfill his responsibility. If he had thought about his daughter and wife before saving someone's life, he would never have taken this step. In anger, Yuri started saying even more bad things to her father. When the matter got out of hand, her mother slapped her hard. After that, in a crying anger, Yuri left the house and went out in the rain. While walking, she reached a house in a cave at the corner of a mountain. There is a lot of broken stuff inside. It feels like someone has lived there before. She decided to spend the night there. When her eyes opened in the morning, the view was something else. Yes, the city where she had left the streets and mountains at night. I don't know how it had turned into a green field in the village. Hungry Yuri started roaming around the village from morning. There is no life left in her body, and she is quite surprised to see all this. Then a military soldier came close to her. Seeing her condition, he takes her to a place of peace, where first he keeps a cold water bottle on her body, which is hot from her fever, and then he gave her water to drink. After that, he brought her to Auntie Zuru's kitchen, where Auntie Zuru addresses that military soldier as Mr. Sakuma. It seems that this person is a soldier on a very respectable post in the country. After giving some food to Yuri, Auntie Zuru asked her name. Then Yuri's eyes fell on the newspaper present nearby, which is not of 2023 but is full of old news from June 14th, 1945. But Yuri didn't care much about it. She thought there must be old newspapers in this kitchen. But when Auntie Zuru told her that this is today's newspaper, then she got surprised and immediately left from there and started looking at the outside environment, which was really the period of 1945. That is, this is not a dream, but it is a reality. Yuri had come directly from the present time in the period of 1945. Now she neither looked here nor there. She ran back to the same cave where she had spent the last night. Yuri started knocking on the walls there loudly, but it was of no use. She got tired and came back to Auntie Zuru. There she was, given a place to work in Auntie Zuru's kitchen, along with new clothes to wear, so that she could stay here with Auntie Zuru and show her heart. At night, she gave a small box of sweets to Yuri and said, "This is sent by Sakuma for you. You are really very lucky. This sweet is only available to some elite army forces." Yuri opened the box and tasted a sweet from it. Really, the sweet is amazing. The next morning, when Auntie Zuru was waking her up, at first Yuri thought that it was her mother who was bothering her to go to school again and again. But as soon as she came out of sleep, she realized that she was very far from her mother. So far that she would not find a way back from here on any Google map or satellite. Poor Yuri quietly got up and started working in the kitchen, where only the soldiers of the military used to come, to whom Auntie Zuru used to feed with great love. However, due to the war, she does not have any special tools to cook. But whatever she has, she does not hesitate to serve the soldiers of the country at all. This is no less than patriotism for her. Yuri works there with all her heart. Being happy with this, Auntie Zuru not only praises her, but also gives her food. In that difficult time, it was a big deal to get 2 meals for someone. Now a girl named Chio came there, who brings vegetables, meat, fish for the kitchen. Even today, she has brought something, seeing which Auntie Zuru was very happy. When she started giving her money in return, Chio said, No, Baba has said that this is for the soldiers." Auntie Zuru thanked her and her father, and then Chio also joined to help Auntie. Actually, Chio is one of those female students of the village, which for the country, along with the cleanliness of the base camp of the soldiers who put their lives on the line, helps in taking care of them. After a while, Sakuma and her companions came to eat there. Seeing Yuri there, she was shocked, because Yuri had run away from there at that time. After seeing her for a while, While she said, I am happy that you are safe. Yuri also thanks Sakuma once again, and tomorrow she also apologized for running away suddenly. Now Auntie Zuru introduces Yuri to everyone there. A soldier named Ishimaru introduces Yuri. I am 21 years old like Sakuma, and I am very fond of singing. Before he used to make everyone cry with his hoarse voice. Another of his friends gets up, and while making him quiet, he tells his introduction. At the same time, Yuri met another team's senior member Kato, who is a karate grandmaster. In the same way, everyone introduces themselves one by one, and then it was Sakuma's turn, who belongs to Waseda, and he likes philosophy very much. Now Yuri is giving tea to everyone when she came to Sakuma, so she thanked him for the sweets she got last night. She thought that maybe he is very special for Sakuma. That's why she gave this gift, but her suspicion broke there. When the other soldiers present there, take out the same box of sweets from their own pockets. Keep it on the plate for Chio and other volunteer girls. Yuri asked, where do they get all this? Sakuma says this is given to us by the army. That's when Kato started saying in a very strong temper, we are a kamikaze, i.e., a suicidal pilot. Actually, kamikaze pilots are a kind of suicidal pilots who go to the middle of the war, on the targeted area of the enemy, with their own will, with their own self-interest. They blow themselves up with a bomb kept in the plane. That's why they are given special treatment. Yuri learned a little compassion by listening to them. Maybe Sakuma has felt this feeling, and he also knows that Yuri is going through a very bad time. That's why, to entertain Yuri's mind, he took her a little far from the village, at the top of a mountain. He took her to show the gardens of beautiful lily flowers. Yuri's mind was very happy to see them, the beauty of that place and the fragrance of flowers. Really, he had never thought of such an attractive place in his life. Then Sakuma asked her age. I am 18 years old now. Hearing 18, Sakuma thought of his cousin Nami, with whom he used to play in the village in his childhood. He used to have such a beautiful day. His village was at the top of the mountain, where it was common to snow, but it has been many years since he has gone there. Then he said, can you call me Akira? Actually, this is my real name. However, listening to this can make you angry, because we are very good friends, although we met only 2 weeks ago. But our relationship is such that we have known each other since birth. Yuri said this means that you are part of the same special force, whose job is to drop bombs on enemies. After all, why are you doing this? No one has ever benefited from the war. Only people's families have been destroyed. Isn't this wrong? Akira was stunned by her innocence and said, you also speak like Nami. But I am not Nami, and sadly she left there. Yuri is coming home and asking herself many questions, because she has come from the future. That's why she knew that Japan would lose. She wants to stop them, but she is not able to do this even after going. The next morning, a soldier came to Suru Auntie and gave her some letters, which are secret. Some soldiers are for the family, so they are filled with some secret information. Usually they post them themselves, but sometimes Suru Auntie used to do this for them. Now she immediately put the letters in a bag and went to the nearby post office. Chio has also come there. Together with Yuri, both of them went to the kitchen. Talking to each other, it was found that it is considered bad to wear colorful inner clothes there. That's why Chio hides it. Then Chio showed her a flower craft made with her own hands. Yuri was also surprised to see it and asked, have you made it? Did you show it to Ishimaru? Chio said yes, and she liked it very much, and then both of them started laughing and joking. Here we know that Chio likes Ishimaru. Meanwhile, Akira and her friends reached there for lunch, and Chio left from there. Seeing Ishimaru, Yuri came straight to him and said, Chio likes you, so why don't you marry her? Yes, of course, but for that she will have to take the next birth, and my dear friend will have to become like Sakuma, because she is still a child in her mind. Everyone started laughing at her answer. With this, Suru Auntie also reached there. But today there is nothing good in the food. Along with the village, the condition of Auntie's kitchen is also very bad. But still, she never lets them go empty-handed from her doorstep, because she is like God for them, who are ready to sacrifice their lives for the protection of the country. Suru Auntie also knows that most of them will stay here for a few days or months. She doesn't even know if there will be food in their fate in the future. That's why she doesn't want to miss any opportunity to serve them. One of them, a young Terioka, shows a picture of his newborn daughter. Yuri also congratulates him. Terioka is happy, but he is also sad, because he hasn't met her for many months and don't know when that time will come in life. Yuri asked, "Will you leave for the war without meeting her?" Terioka said yes. "In fact, I am proud that I am part of the special force. I am taking care of my wife and children with my full commitment and duty." But in Yuri's eyes, this is completely wrong. According to her, the people who are giving him orders for the war, that officer is wrong, and people like you who are listening to him, they are also wrong. Kato, after hearing this, he got angry. "Keep your mouth shut when you don't know anything." Then Akira started telling her, "We have not come here to obey anyone's order. Rather, we have gathered here to protect our country, because it is our duty which we will fulfill with honesty all our lives, even if we have to give our lives for it." Yuri said again, "No, I don't think so. You may have been brought here by force." Now Kato got angry. "That's enough, we are not cowards." In the meantime, Suru Auntie came there with hot food, and everyone left their anger and started eating. After everyone left, Yuri started helping Suru Auntie. Today, Auntie brought her to another place, which is the grave of her daughter and grandson, whose death was in an airstrike during the war. It was that day today. That's why Auntie has come to give them a tribute. It must be very sad to see the corpse of her daughter in front of an old mother. That's when Yuri's eyes fell on a girl sitting on the side, which is in a very bad condition. Yuri goes to her and gives her something to eat. She remembered her condition. She was in the same condition a few days ago. When asked about the parents of that girl, "My father has already been martyred in the war, and a few days ago the enemies attacked here, because of which our house caught fire, and the mother also fell into it. That poor girl had neither a father nor a mother." Hearing this, Yuri got emotional and told her, "Don't worry, everything will be fine. Japan will lose this war, but still it will rise as a better country." That's when the army general standing behind heard her. He shouted and asked Yuri, "What did you say Japan will lose? You are speaking against your own country. How did you dare?" Yuri looked him in the eye and said, "Whatever I have said is absolutely true." Here the general is burning with fire. Kills her. But Yuri did not refuse her words. On the contrary, she asked the general, "What is the meaning of war? Children are dying of hunger. Young people are leaving their homes and families. They are giving their lives in the name of the country, and their family members are losing the only lamp in the house every day. You tell me what has been achieved so far from the war." The general was angry to kill her. That's when Akira came there, and on trying to stop the general, he also started calling him a traitor. Now he is going to take out his sword and attack him. Suru Auntie stopped him from doing this. He is a member of a special unit, which is God for all of us. Will you kill God? The people present there also started shouting loudly, and the general had to go empty-handed from there. After this, Akira brought Yuri to an ice cream parlor. But the ice cream here is not like today's different flavored ice cream. There in the olden days, sugar syrup was added to the ice balls and mixed, which is called a black sour ball. At first, Yuri hesitated to eat a little, but after tasting it, she said, "This is really amazing, and its taste seems to be the taste of happiness." When she asked Akira, he said, "Yes, just like the taste of happiness." And then both of their eyes met each other, and with a light smile, both returned home. The next morning, some soldiers came to the kitchen, who are very scared, because more than half of Japan's cities have been destroyed so far. All of them can see their destination of death. Then one of them says, "Do you know Kato of the special unit, whose father is a fugitive, who fled from the battlefield from the Philippines to Taiwan without anyone's permission?" The second soldier said, "Because he was mentally a little sick, but in reality the Japanese army had to endure a lot because of him." Now here Suru Auntie asks Yuri to take some new clothes from the cold to the nearby village, so that she can get rice in return, so that she can feed the soldiers. But Yuri refuses to do this. But this is a big deal for Suru Auntie. After this, Yuri took the clothes and started going to the nearby village. All the way she was telling herself that the war is about to end in a few days. Just a little more waiting. Then she saw the enemy's jet planes in the sky. As soon as she saw it, there was a ruckus among the people, and everyone started running here and there to save their lives. In this chaos, people are running away with whatever precious things they are getting. The same enemies left the bombs and set the whole city on fire. Everyone is running towards the river. Then Yuri, thinking of Suru, Auntie went back to find her. But she was nowhere to be seen, and then the roof of the house fell on her feet. As she was heavy, she could not get out of there. She is crying, calling for help, and she is missing her mother. Then someone came calling her name, which is none other than Akira. Soon he took her on his back and brought her out of the village. The scene that Yuri sees on the way was really heartbreaking, from the corpses of thousands of people all around. She saw the corpse of the child whose parents' life was also at stake. After walking a little further, she asked Akira to stop. Where Akira asked her, "When everyone was going by the river, why did you come back to the village?" "I came to take Suru Auntie with me." Saying this, she went back to him. Then Akira, holding her hand and explaining, "Do you know how worried I was for you?" Yuri said, "But why?" "Because you are a very important person for me, most important in this world." Now Akira was not able to sleep in the base camp here at night. When she came out, she saw that her companion Itakura was very worried about his future wife. When Akira asked her why she was so worried, Itakura said, "She is far away from me. Today we are here, I don't know where we will be tomorrow. In such a situation, more than my life, I am worried about my loved ones." "Will you ever see Yuri die?" Akira said, "I don't think anything like that about her. She is just like my sister, nothing else." The next day, everyone again came to the kitchen to eat. Yuri couldn't see Akira there. She was afraid that he might have gone to war without telling her, and as soon as she ran outside to see him, she bumped into Akira and tears came out of her eyes. She was terrified, but this happiness does not last long, because she has to leave in 2 days. The superiors have ordered a surprise attack. Hearing this, Yuri's heart was tired, because she knows very well that all these people are going in front of her. They will never come back. Thinking about this, tears started flowing from her eyes, and she ran away from there and came to the bridge, where she meets Itakura, who is running away somewhere. Actually, he doesn't want to fight this war. He also wants to live. He wants to live for his future wife. He wants to travel with her. He wants to spend his life with her. Itakura told her, "Let me go and forget that you have seen me too." Yuri said, "Everyone is looking for you there. Everyone is worried about you. After all, where are you going?" Meanwhile, Akira also reached there. "Let me go. I don't want to die." Itakura fell at Akira's feet and started trembling. Akira said, "You have sworn to protect the country. How can you run away in the middle of the war?" Itakura started crying and said, "Before coming here, I wanted to see Inazuki, but this did not happen. My whole family was killed in the airstrike. Only I survived. Now I have no reason to live except Inazuka. I will never be able to forget you all in my life, and neither will I forget Suru Auntie. But if I don't go there, Inazuka will die without me." Akira could not see his helplessness and told him to go, but only then his other companions reached there looking for him. Kato shouted in anger and said, "Traitor, you are running away from here. Aren't you ashamed in the midst of these difficulties? You are showing your back and leaving your country alone." Disappointed, Itakura said, "I don't care about anyone. I care about my family, the family that has already lost a lot, and now I don't want to jump into this well of death on purpose. I want to live with those who love me." But Kato could hear him only then. In the meantime, Yuri said, "If someone wants to live for himself, what's wrong with that? This is not a matter of shame. It is everyone's right to keep themselves alive, or to throw yourself into the war at will. He wants to live. He wants to see this beautiful world, living with his love. He wants to be the guardian of his family's old age. So how can this be wrong from somewhere?" Everyone became completely silent after hearing Yuri. After a while, Akira said, "Go, Itakura, go, my friend. You live your life. If not for yourself, live for us. Seeing you alive, maybe we will feel that we are also alive, and everyone happily lets him go from there." Now Yuri brought Akira to the garden of the same beautiful lily to talk about something important. This is very special for Akira, because in front of the fragrance here, he forgets everything, whether it's good memories or bad. Yuri said, "You don't have to forget the good memories," on which Akira explained to her, "Sometimes it is necessary to forget all the memories. I wanted to be a teacher since childhood, so that I can move forward and make the future of children brighter. Because I was born during the war, I know very well what life is about, and I didn't want my children to live like this. I wanted to give them all the happiness in the world. I wanted to teach them well, that one day he will light up my name and his name. Yuri is clearly understanding the sorrows inside him, and then she tells him to run away from there, so that you can see your dreams again. You can be a teacher, can give a new beginning to your life. Please, Akira, listen to me. Japan will lose this war, and this is the truth. Akira said, I am not a coward, and I will not step back from the war. Because if Japan loses this war, the whole country will be destroyed. All the Japanese will be imprisoned, and God knows what will happen to the women. In this case, soldiers like us left the battlefield. Then the country will really end. There was no point in explaining to Yuri. Akira had already decided, and now there is no question of stepping back. However, he was sad that he could not do anything for her. Now, before going to war, Akira and his companions came to the kitchen of Auntie Suru for the last time to eat. After finishing the food, took the last step of Japan's victory and promised each other. Tomorrow they will enter the enemy's house and kill them, and will free Japan from them. They had complete faith that tomorrow they would see the face of victory in any case. But standing on the side, Yuri knows very well that the next morning is going to be so terrible. Saying thank you to Auntie Suru, he says, when you find out that the enemy's tanks have been dropped, then know that we have done our job. And then everyone saluted her and said goodbye, one by one. On the way, Ishimaru met Chio for the last time, who was sitting on the side in grief of his departure, shedding tears. She has a small doll in her hand, which she has made herself. Chio came to Ishimaru wiping her tears, and the doll gave her a hug so that Ishimaru could hug her until she was not found again. Ishimaru also left with tears in his eyes. Yuri's heart is still restless. She ran out and hugged Akira and begged him not to go to war. Forgive me, I am not as hard-hearted as your sister Nami, who always tried to stop you like a bad sister. But now when you don't want to stop, I won't say anything to you. Just thank you for doing so much for me. Then Akira also left from there with a sad heart. The next morning, Auntie Suru and Chio were going to say their last goodbyes. Auntie asked Yuri again, have you made up your mind not to go? Yes, I have said what I had to say, Yuri said. After that, both left to meet her. Now here, Yuri got some letters while cleaning Auntie Suru's room, one of which belongs to Akira. She took it and ran towards the base camp. Maybe she wanted to say something to Akira. She rides a cycle very fast, but it's been a long time since she has reached. All the villagers are standing to bid her farewell, and all the soldiers gathered their memories close to their hearts and flew away. Someone has the only picture of his wife and child. Someone has the purpose of taking revenge for his father's insult, while Ishimaru has the doll made by Chio, and Akira has that lily flower whose fragrance seems to be the most priceless thing in the world to him. Gradually, everyone started disappearing in the air one by one. Yuri, standing below, tries to call Akira a lot to say something for the last time, but she couldn't hear her voice in so much noise. After a while, a gust of wind came, and Yuri fell there. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in the same place where she had fought with her mother at night. It's morning. Yuri looked outside. There is no lily garden in front of her. That is, she had come back in her time. There are the same big houses and mountains in front. Maybe it was a dream that gave her a new lesson in life. Now she came back home and started looking for her mother. The same news is coming on TV today about the bad weather in the city, which found out that today is the 15th of June. That is from last night to this morning. Only half a day has passed now, but a lot of days had passed there. Thinking about this, her mother also came in the meantime, who had searched her daughter for God knows where. She found her safe at home and breathed a sigh of relief. Yuri apologized for her mistake, to which her mother said, "It's not your fault, son. It's your father's fault who showed us such days. Now you can live your life in your own way, as you wish, son." But Yuri still doesn't understand what happened to her on the second night. Did she really leave the time behind and go to the second era? Or was it just a nightmare? But whatever it is, this incident completely changed Yuri. Now she had no attachment to her mother, and neither did she have any complaints from her father. Her perspective changed for everyone. Even after going to school, she wishes everyone a good morning, which she never got, and everyone was surprised to see this. Now the teacher announced in the class that all the children will be taken on a social study trip next Wednesday, where they have to prepare a report on the basis of all the things they have examined. The same day passed and Wednesday came. All the children reached the museum to see the historical things. While walking around, Yuri saw a picture which seemed very familiar to her. When she looked closely at that picture, she found that it was no one else but her Akira, where along with some information related to her, her signature is also present, and that letter was also present in them, which she had written in Yuri's name before going to war. In the letter, Akira has clearly stated her emotions. Yuri, forgive me. I called you my other sister. It was my helplessness. Otherwise, you would never let me go to war. In that war, there was no chance of coming back alive. But despite all this, the truth is that I love you very much. And I will pray to God that next time give me birth in such a time where there is no sign of war and people are living their lives peacefully, so that I can spend my whole life happily with you. I have to tell you one more thing, that I feel your fragrance in those gardens of lily, and I can never forget that fragrance. She was probably more than those flowers for me. Like those beautiful flowers, you are also pure. Your feelings are completely pure, and this is what makes you different from everyone else. Forgive me I couldn't stand with you, because I wanted to see you happy, so that you always keep smiling, so that you can live your life in your own way and move forward without any fear. This is my last wish. Goodbye, Yuri. After reading those words written in the letter, Yuri could not stop her tears. Until now, what she thought was just a dream, she stood in front of it as a reality. That is the era in which she had gone. It was such a truth which she gave a new lesson and love of life. The love that she will remember for the rest of her life. Already worried for Yuri in her life, Akira was a new hope, which may have stayed with her for a while, but it taught her the skill of getting over the ups and downs and small difficulties in life. Now she lives the wishes of Akira's future in the same way as she wanted, where now she wants to become a teacher. By studying hard, she also wants to build the life of the coming generation like Akira. And this is the end of this love story. If you like the video, then don't forget to write next in comments for more recap video. Thanks.